Hi everyone, and welcome back to match 2 at the 2022 Yonex Canadian International Challenge Badminton Championships. We've got men's singles, and the two contestants are Takuma Obayashi and Kai Schaefer. And once again, I'm Mike DeBell. Along with me is
Stefan Cadu.
Stefan
Cadu. Well, if you watch the women's doubles, that was an incredible match. It lasted about an hour. So we'll see if we're in for that kind of treat again. The Canadian players falling short by a hair. It was a very exciting match. I've got ourselves some men's singles with two gentlemen that can definitely play. They can definitely move.
And this is the first of the two men's singles we'll be watching today for the semifinals. The other one has Canadian Brian Yang going up against Christo Popov. So the winner of this match will play the winner of that one. So we have a Canadian in the running still on the other side of the draw.
And it's nice to see the diversity, right? We've got Japan, Germany, and then you got France and Canada on the other side. So it's nice, nice to have players from 4 different countries making the semis, which is awesome.
Yeah, and lots of different styles too. I think we'll see a different style of singles from the Japanese player versus the German player, and I think even the next match.
Now, Takuma Obayashi is relatively young, born in '99. So what does that make him? 23 years old. So he's he's not been playing for that long. He's won some smaller tournaments, like Jamaica International, for example. He's made some quarterfinals in Mongolia International Challenge. He ended up finishing quarterfinals in New Zealand tournament as well, International Challenge, and then the Canada Open, which is a 100. He was a finalist. So that's pretty solid result.
Yeah, the Japanese have come on really strong over the last few years to become one of the dominant countries in the world, really. They've always been just slightly below China and Korea and those countries, and now they're one of the top countries in the world. And so Obayashi would be just on their slightly lower than top team, and obviously doing well at international events, and he's probably the next generation coming up for their group.
Yeah, I think Park Jubong, the famous Korean Olympic world champion, when he committed to coaching the Japanese team probably 15 years ago, you saw some changes at that point. It really sort of helped create a system and producing tons of great players at now in all events.
And his opponent, Kai Schaefer, he is the 5th to 8th seed, and Obayashi came in here unseeded.
And he's 29, right? So he's been around a little bit longer. He won the Bahrain International back in November. He's made around 16 in Thailand, 500 tournament. Second of the Danish International Challenge. He's some good results. First the Polish. There you go, love all, play. Ooh, it was in. Yep. You definitely know where Obayashi is between his flashy blue outfit and his flashy yellow shoes. I'm not going to lose him. Track of him. Holy moly. Even at the lightning Mach speeds that he's moving at.
A lot of short serve in men's singles nowadays. Moved away from the high deep serve of 15, 20 years ago, which gave your opponent a chance to attack more. Now with players smashing so hard and playing so fast, a lot more short serving going on in men's singles.
Oh, too quick.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, I'm just curious. If you were Obayashi and had giant legs like him, would you wear shorts just to intimidate your opponents?
I'd wear the shorter shorts that I wore back in the day.
I guess you kind of wear them anyways.
Yeah, I wore shorter shorts anyways.
Giant legs, but
his shorts look long if you ask me right
question.
now.
Honestly, I have to admit, it's kind of intimidating when you see opponents with giant legs. Like, ooh, probably has good footwork. Someone's giving me the sign. Don't talk about giant legs. Okay, sorry. Cut. That's a lot of hard work. Meanwhile, it's 3-1.
Sorry, you threw me off with the short talk. I'll get back into it.
Yeah, you got to refocus. Have some dessert, Mike. So we're looking back in.
Yeah.
He's really pushing it back, huh? Oof. Nice job there of sort of holding his, looking like he's going to block it and just sort of Flicking back.
He's really digging out of the back
Getting
corner
the
a lot.
sense that's his game plan.
Yeah.
Pushing back first, which is not a bad game plan. You play an opponent as fast as Obayashi. He's going to close in it very quickly. If you show him too many straightforward net shots, he's going to be in your face. Wow, that's a bunch of times he's getting him stretch.
Yeah, it looks like Schaefer's strategy is to try to keep him off balance, keep Obayashi off balance. I think if you give him a straight, easy lift, he's going to attack it pretty fast.
You know, Obayashi's not the tallest, so you know, like right now the way he's pushing the shuttle back, flicking, you can see they're kind of flat, and that's going to work against him, not necessarily against a taller opponent. So it's working. He's finding them just the right height to get him stretched out.
Yeah.
I think Obayashi's leaving his feet a bit too early with his yellow space shoes. I'm going to be talking about the shoes a lot. I really like yellow.
You're a lot about the equipment, shoes and shorts.
I mean, my coaching name with little kids is Coach Banana, so I have got this whole story built around yellow shoes, yellow house, yellow. Anyways, we'll get into it later. Lots of time, folks. I won't give out the whole story yet.
Little, someone didn't like the line call.
Oh, nice calling it out. So I didn't see initially if he had done this, but I did see the linesman sort of correct himself. Oh no, they're calling it in. What? Why is he doing this? I swear he's going like this.
Yeah.
Coach was visually upset, even though he's wearing a mask. We can see his eyebrows shifting.
Oh, now the coach is trying to signal.
He's pointing his finger at.
He's got to be careful. He's going to get a warning if he's not.
Get your student in trouble.
Yeah.
I've never lost my cool in the coaching chair, Mike. Always been cool, calm,
in the
collective.
coaching chair?
Yeah.
Have you ever umpired?
Coaching chair,
No,
not umpiring chair.
You've never umpired, though.
How do you think that will work out?
Yeah.
Get out of here! You're taught not to be neutral. That's our umpires have been very professional with the tournament. See, that's the rally he wants, right?
Yeah.
Nice little simple net spin, goes back, uses the speed, and launches the smash. Oof, that's my kind of drop. Old school high singles drop. That's my game. Nice and slow.
And Schaefer's got the singles defense that we've started to see a lot more of these days, where it's like a diving defense. The smash looks like it's on the floor. You just get your racket out there, block it, recover. A lot of times defenders sprawled on the court, but a lot of coaching techniques now are climbing back up and getting ready for the next shot.
And Mike, the idea of the dive defense, I assume, is that it's because you're getting the racket there before the feet. Obviously, you're in a situation where you can't get your feet there on time because the attack is too good. So do whatever you can to essentially get the racket to the shuttle. What's neat about it though is too how you watch the players when they're landing, and there's like almost not a complete 180 degrees, but maybe call it 90 degrees. There's like a spinning sort of motion to decelerate, but it's all controlled. And I'm always I always feel like they're gonna smush their fingers, right? They do such a good job of just somehow rotating the grip and not smashing their fingers, and then bouncing back, and they're in again.
Well, yeah, you're right, because if you do it wrong, you have your fingers smushed with your racket as you land on it.
I made a mistake of trying that once and quickly learned that there's a technique to it.
Well, and the other thing is these courts are a little bit like a rubbery rug at times, and you don't slide on them. You kind of leave a patch of skin and meat if you do it wrong.
In my case, a big patch of hair, because I am French.
And you have hair, unlike...
Yes. Yeah. More than average.
Well, Schaefer trying not to give that high lift, keeping Obayashi off balance as much as he can.
He strikes me as very patient, Schaefer.
Yeah.
He's in no rush, just high percentage. That's nice.
Oh, overhitting.
Yeah. He's going to be the counterpuncher. Let him dictate in terms of mistakes.
Obayashi definitely the attacking player, attacking type singles player, which most of the Japanese singles players are. And
that's nicely done.
He's just trying to get the chance to go after these shots.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
That was well done.
Yeah. I like this game because it's going to show a bit of this sort of Asian style attacking singles game and the European style of counter-attacking and moving your opponent, and maybe a little bit more deception.
I mean, that whole rally, Schaefer played it extremely well.
Yeah.
That was such a good combination of shots. He just, his last lift was maybe a foot too short, and Obayashi anticipated really well, cut it off, and did an incredible cross-court cut. Gave him nothing to work with.
Obayashi's style really forces Schaefer to get it to the corners. If he hits short, he's going to know it pretty quickly.
Boom.
Wow.
That's good sound.
Yeah.
Oh, and he caught him defensively. Look at that. That's a great push at the back here. Look at that.
Right to the corner.
3 times in a row.
Yeah.
He's done a nice job moving the shuttle around. He has no problem extending the rally. I think you've got to be really fit to do that, and I'm guessing he probably is.
Overhit it. Up to that point, though.
See the coach looking at the umpire, trying to make a statement?
Yeah.
Like, that one's out. He's twitchy. Look at him. The coach is twitchy. He's ready to go. Umpire is smart by not engaging. Don't give them the opportunity. Some of those calls, man, like the shuttles, the players are full smashing out. It's not the easiest thing to call in real time.
No. Well, it's like we said in the last match, the smashers can get up over 400 kilometers an hour. It's hard to sometimes judge when it's hit the floor and when it hasn't.
And it's even harder with the replay, with thump, 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 and you see the tiny dot 1 centimeter away from the line.
Yeah, and we don't have that for this level of tournament, but when you get a little higher level, we have the equivalent of is it Cyclops? Is that what it is in tennis? We're Hawkeye. So badminton has a computerized line call system.
Cyclops would be more the movies. You're watching those action figures you like to play with.
Godzilla versus Cyclops.
Mike still plays with action figures. It's all right. He's a collector. Out.
That just missed it.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing right now in the first half is going to be the game plan for Schaefer, and I get the sense that Kobayashi's going to end up dictating a bit more what happens, whether he gets reckless with his attacks or makes minor adjustments. Yes. An example, that backhand looks so good, but he didn't make it.
Yeah. It's just him settling into the game and getting rid of some of those unforced errors. It's tough, I think, when you have that really fast, explosive style. If you go a little too much, you start to make some of those unforced errors and overhit things, and it's taming it down to a level where it's a good balance.
Yeah, I mean, if sometimes players that are too fast, not sometimes, quite often players that are too fast, have the luxury of not always making necessarily the best decision-making in terms of shots because they can make it up in speed.
Yeah.
You and I probably don't have that luxury.
I've heard of that.
But yeah, I've heard of that concept. So you're forced to make the best decision every time.
Had the break. A bit of a chance to regroup.
For you or the players?
Me.
Both of us.
Streak, yeah. So you think Obayashi's coach told him to be a little more patient, maybe? It's like he's not quite going after everything as much. Of course, a little more off speed.
Yeah, there's no chance that he doesn't have the ability to play this kind of game style. I mean, it's just, there we go.
Yeah.
So you accept that you're not going to do this all the time. It's like driving standard. I know that doesn't really exist anymore with all the e-cars, but you're sort of shifting the gears. So you have the ability to do a couple of those rallies, and then you go back to being explosive, and you're sort of becoming a little more unpredictable. So.
You do car analogies?
I still drive standard, and I love it. And it's really hard to get standard cars. So I assume only electric cars. Can they make an electric standard car? Not possible.
I would say that Obayashi's coach has said, be a little more patient. Don't hammer everything that comes by you, and rally around a bit, and then go for the ones like this one, and maybe hit it in.
I think that was why.
Yeah, it was.
Battery said, beep, beep, umpire. Still not happy with him.
Have we seen a long serve yet? Oh, yeah, there you go.
Got caught on that one. He almost didn't move. He flicked and he went, uh-oh.
Yeah.
He literally, like, I'm not going to try
You
this.
can have this one.
When you flick and you look up and the person's already like at a 30-inch vertical and still rising, you know you're in trouble.
The Popeye wind up.
Popeye, remember that?
Popeye.
Oh.
There again.
Oof.
Oh.
Schaefer is fine to just hit like some fast drops, almost slow drops sometimes, which you don't see a ton of in men's singles. But he's happy to really change the pace and mix it up. Yeah, definitely he's winning the battle of unforced errors right now. He's less than forced errors for sure.
See, Obayashi, he's got to also make sure he gets out of the way of the linesman, because that's another thing. If the linesman can't see it, as a player, even though you know it's way out, you've got to get out of the way.
And that's obviously one of those situations where players that have been around for a while and have a lot of experience would know that. Just like that, 13-0. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He sprayed that out. It was outside the doubles line. That's two really bad mistakes on that side. Just made the comment about enforced errors, and then what happens? Two enforced errors, and the next 3 points. My fault, on the line.
Yeah. Yeah, he's starting to pull out a few. I think Schaefer's changed a little bit of his pace now, too. He was clearing and dropping and not really attacking that much, and he's just pulled out 2 smashes, one after the other here. And I think that's the thing is you may have a good pace and a good game strategy, but if you don't change it off throughout the game, your opponent's going to be predicting it and jumping on things a lot more, which Obayashi has the ability to do here. So I think Schaefer's got to change things up every once in a while.
Nice cross. Wow.
Yeah.
But earlier in the game, he was falling for those holds. This time, he didn't fall for it. He just switched his feet and went boom in the air again. By the time he lifted, he was ready to jump. So it's, again, the player's a good example of adapting to your opponent, and that's going to make for a good game.
Shot to the body, a little bit of a change up there.
Right now, Schaefer's pushes are too loose, so it's not allowing him to have his. He was sharper earlier on, so when he's pushing, Obayashi is able to sort of counter, maintain the attack. Oh, that's a good cross.
Good cross court, good change up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exchange of points to the end of this game.
Yeah.
Anticipate a pretty close match throughout.
Lots of bird changes, because smashing this much, break a feather or ruffle the feathers too much, it changes the speed of the bird.
Sometimes you ruffle my feathers. Do you think if you're Brian Yang, who's in for a very difficult match against a very difficult opponent, are you going to pay some attention to this match? It's like he's the last match of the day, so there's enough time in between. Like, are you could have watching this, just so you have a sense of like what is happening, and assuming then you win, you have a clear picture, or is that going to take away somehow from your focus of, because he's not warming up right now, this is too far in advance.
Yeah.
I assume he's here somewhere.
If it were me, I wouldn't be watching it.
No.
Because I would say, I'll get by mine first,
Yeah.
and probably maybe
good
catch a bit
defense.
of video or something.
See the defense on that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good
That
attack
diving
again.
there it is, yeah.
2 unbelievable backhand gets. His racket's way down though.
Yeah.
He's on defense. So that's a lot of. He did a great job of defending, but that took a lot of energy, a lot more energy from Obayashi than Schaefer. So good for Schaefer to really sort of push him around. Yeah, definitely deserved the break.
And the players will look to the umpire to take a break. They can't just randomly walk off. They've got to let the umpire tell them whether they can or not.
Yeah, and I mean it's typically when someone falls down and they're getting to the stage now of the match where they're getting sweatier. It's a safety thing; they have to do it. So it's kind of an automatic. If it wasn't for that situation, you pretty much you're still asking the umpire, but they won't let you unless you're serving.
Right.
If you're you're not serving, it's seen as you're trying to break momentum, then unless both players, it's some incredibly long rallies, and the other player agrees to it, then it's likely not going to happen. That was good. It wasn't a bad net shot at all. He just did a good job of hanging in there and anticipating, countering that.
Yeah, it's a little cat and mouse around the net.
I knew it was coming.
It's a good one. It's that you're not sure if they're playing the net shot or lifting, and if he's got to pull away from the net a bit. But Obayashi's just hovering around the net, ready to jump on it.
Just
good
out.
idea. Little hold by Schaefer and trying to...
Couldn't tell if he was trying to reverse slice, flick that, or just it happened naturally.
And it's that deception that forces Obayashi to stay in the center and can't really go for the shot until Schaefer's hit it. Slows him down a bit. The backhand corner.
I'm starting to get the sense that, like, because to me Schaefer sort of controlled the first half, that it's become almost more important for Schaefer to win the first game.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get the sense of, Obayashi's got a lot of momentum in the second half of this game. If he pulls this game off, which is starting to look more and more likely, who knows, if the second game could be a 21-13 sort of display.
Yeah, it feels like it's shifted into Obayashi's game. He's not making the unforced errors, and he seems to be commanding the attack a little bit more. I think since he's on the net, it's putting a little more pressure on Schaefer. Good defense right on him. Oh. Schaefer's trying to keep Obayashi unsure of whether to take the net or go to the backcourt, but Obayashi's on both of them right now.
Oof. That went over. He still made it.
Yeah.
Those are tough, too, because you can't reach over. So you're allowed to make contact on your own side and follow through over the net without interfering with your opponent's, essentially hitting the rackets. It's fine. But if you were to reach over, same way, I guess, volleyball, then it would be called the fault. Ooh, that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
There was no space to hold him and push him there. Wow. Big momentum swing.
Yeah. I think Schaefer's style was working, obviously, in the first part of the game, and then after the 11-point switch, Obayashi seemed to have answers for both shots at the net and the attacking game at the backcourt.
So my curious one for you, because this is a very common scenario for a number of players from various countries, especially more likely in tournaments at now the top end tournaments where they don't have necessarily the luxury of traveling with a coach. Knows how much of an advantage is it right now that Obayashi's got his coach talking to him, keeping him focused. Here's the game plan, readjust, and Schaefer's sitting there, reflecting, obviously, he's a professional, obviously, and he's done a number of matches and been in the situation a lot. But even at this age, I know juniors, there's a massive influence. Do you feel like it's still a sizable advantage for professional players at this level to have their coaches there?
I think so. I think it's like you said, for juniors, it's a big difference. A junior looks over and sees coach on the opponent's side and not one with them. I think they really feel it really throws them up. And not as much for an adult, but I think Germany's badminton budget is probably similar to Canada's, that they can't, like you said, they can't send a coach everywhere all over the world. And I think it does play a bit of advantage for your opponent if he's got the umpire or a coach telling him some tidbits, little nuggets of advice, and you're sitting there trying to come up with things on your own.
I mean, with provincial and national tournaments, often other players will help each other out. I don't know necessarily in this scenario if another player with a playing accreditation would be allowed to sit in the coaching chair. I'm not sure. You certainly see it at times.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I know some tournaments they'll let them. They'll say, okay, you don't have an umpire or a coach here, so we'll let one of the players act as one.
I mean, then that works if you obviously trust the player to give you proper advice, and it's not someone who's playing the next match either. So there may not be a possibility. Oh wow, pulled it off somehow. He got caught. He almost clipped his ear in the process of hitting that back, but and gave himself a haircut. But he pulled it off somehow. It's my kind of defense. Scrambly.
Just get it over.
Can you tell I'm itching to play? No, I'm not.
Singles, maybe not.
Singles, I'm happy to play anyone over the age of 70. Like over the age of 70, no problems.
Over the age of 70 and under the age of 12?
10.
10, okay, yeah.
You know, my limitations. With plastic shuttles, of course. That's a nice crisp sound.
Yeah, he's got
smashing.
a crack on that smash.
Oh, a little shift in momentum. We were fearing the opposite.
Ah.
Now, Mr. Schaefer is showing us that I don't need a coach. I can do this.
There could be some of that too. It's like, bring out your army of coaches. I'll show you anyways. Oy.
He didn't help our cause there.
No, no.
I think the first one he's missed. Oh, that almost worked. Oh, nice backhand.
Yeah. Good neutral backhand drop. Can't do much with it.
I almost feel like Obayashi's taking the foot off the pedal a little bit.
Oh, good
So
block.
in that situation, I would prefer if Obayashi did some kind of quick push or
Followed
quick flick.
in. Yeah, took it a little higher. Yeah.
Because the nice spinning net shot, although it's good, it actually buys Schaefer time to recover defensively. He was still on the ground. It's best to just do a quick flick to the backhand or even across some kind of flat shot. Schaefer looks like he's hobbling a bit. See that?
His arm or his
Well,
yeah.
at first it kind of is almost like his left leg, and then he like see the way he's, I don't know. Sure he's fine. He went down a bit hard on that last defensive shot. You can see things can so easily go wrong on that kind of the dive defense.
Yeah.
I mean, just one little thing is off, and you're either crushing your fingers. Or
Yeah,
just,
fingers, ankles, whatever. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's technically a rubber surface, but it's not exactly thick.
No.
Oh, the defense. Wow. A smash fest from Obayashi here.
Now that's what you were hoping him to do, right? Hoping for him to do a hit and get back into the net sooner for his second shot, Kobayashi or Obayashi.
But he's hammering that straight smash, which is great. Now combine that, as you know, patterns using opposing corners are the best ones. So he combines that full smash, and obviously he's got to sell it. Oh, that was really nice, actually.
Yeah.
He combines that full smash with some kind of off-speed cut, slice, half smash, fast drop, whatever, cross court, shorter. That really is going to pull Schaefer, kind of one way or the other. Or he stays center, and you maybe have both still as an option. See, that last little overhead cross court smash was unpredictable. It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I
Caught him
think
by surprise. Like,
yeah.
he's not going to sneak that one in too often, but then he makes that mistake. Ugh.
I think Schaefer has to go to the net sometimes. He just can't keep lifting Obayashi to the rear court. He's got to hit some net shots to keep Obayashi guessing, but obviously it puts pressure on his net. He's got
I think it's going wide.
Yeah.
By the way, I keep wanting to say Obi-Wan Kenobi. I never say Obayashi. I've been holding back this entire time. I have to let it out. I'm sorry.
Okay, you
Now I
did
feel-
one.
Now I feel better. Okay.
See,
He's trying to get the linesman's attention to towel the floor because he a bit of a spill. Sorry, Mike, you were saying?
I was going to say, if I was Schaefer, this is a lot of running to come back, and then potentially, if you're going to go 3 games, play that third game. There's a lot of mileage in these singles games.
I'm getting a sense right now that I'm looking at them, looking at both of them physically, and I'm sure they're both incredibly fit. I feel like Obayashi may be a little fresher.
Yeah, I'm getting that feeling too.
I mean, folks, we really don't know. We have no idea. We're just completely guessing.
Don't tell them that.
Nothing else to talk about. Oh, that was a nice net shot.
And again, like there's Obayashi hugging the net. He's really tight in. So
Here you go again.
Schaefer's
We're
got
hugging.
Huh?
Here
Oh,
go
you
again,
keep
you're
talking
hugging.
about hugging. I got to bring it out once in a while.
It's the holidays. Hug, hug, hug. Hug of the net.
Might have been the first flick we've seen. Long serve.
It's I'm not sure if it's an underutilized serve in singles, but certainly an effective one from time to time. Because as you know, as a junior that maybe doesn't have enough power in their little forearms, maybe not yet, but as a professional, I should say with the German accent.
I was going to say
forearms. Yeah, I can only do that accent with a deep voice. I don't know why. What was I saying?
I don't know. I lost that.
No, as a professional like them, they clearly have enough racket speed. There's an extra couple feet of distance, so it is, there's some value. Sometimes the returners are standing a bit close, and unless you're Chu-Chin-Chin, I've seen a couple times where he's gone back, someone's flicked, and he just hammered it.
Back to hammers it.
He's pretty much standing like a doubles return serve position. I'm like, I'll look at the replay. I'm like, he'll take a micro mini shuffle step and one giant lunge or a jump. Somehow he flies through the air and lands in the alley and puts it down. It's like, wait, that's extreme. But
so there's Schaefer doing what you were talking about. He's hitting that smash and following in. He sees that Obayashi's in trouble, and he just keeps going into the net to finish it off.
And his follow-up shot was super high percentage. He just did a quick kind of flat, low flick to the open court. Something he knows he's not going to miss. He's not trying to overhit it. That's when he's at his best. Oh,
nice.
Definitely doesn't have the same power to put it away.
No.
He's got to be creative. That's a shot that Obayashi would have probably put away on a smash.
Wow.
No. That didn't make it over, right? Sure.
No, don't think so. Judging by the body language, I'd say no. Yeah, going back to the long serve, I think a lot of the juniors watch matches like these, and they all come out short serving. And as a junior, depending on your age, you want to get the bird on the back line more. I think that there's a transition in strength, but I think early juniors still have to use the long serve.
And the situations where people, there are players that train at clubs where the ceiling's not quite high enough, to really lift high. So then they have no choice but to have you'll notice often players coming out of certain clubs that have a lower serve just because of where they train. And one of the easier solutions, I think, or someone's playing on the school team or something, the school gym, is often the advice I will give is just to lower to back up your starting position so that you can kind of maintain a similar racket speed, and it'll change the path a bit, but you're not so afraid to hit the ceiling that you become too conservative. Here, the ceiling's probably 50 feet, so not an issue.
Great long rally here.
I think it was in. Wow.
Yeah.
So that was good. He was showing the push.
Yeah.
And he turned that into a quick lift.
Both
very, very deceptive.
Both working a corner. Obayashi working on Schaefer's around the head backhand corner, and Schaefer working on the hold and then going to Obayashi's forehand corner.
And here's an example where usually when there's a break, because someone fell down or jumped on dive defense, but it was Schaefer asking for break. It's his serve. It was a long rally, and the umpire, good call, said no problem. Have a quick. And often it's not even just a drink; it's just getting the sweat off their face. Oh, he had him.
Yeah.
Did a nice job there keeping his feet in a way that allowed him to cut off that forehand. Flick forward. Nice. Nice little hold push.
Yeah, and Schaefer's gone from the beginning of this game losing those standoffs at the net, and he's won the last few of them. Sort of a little shift in the balance.
That little hold push was still tight at an inch over the net, where he went through a stretch where he was struggling at the end of the second game, where those kind of hold pushes were floating and giving the faster player, too much time to attack. So. So once again, coaching break. The coach has 40 seconds to give his words of wisdom, and then the player has an additional 20 seconds. In Schaefer's case, it's a full 60 seconds of reflecting on his own, using his experience. In this case, doing more of the same for him, hopefully. And we'll see. We've got ourselves a 3-game battle. Obayashi do what he did last time, because it was about the same place we were
Yeah.
last time. It was maybe
Yeah.
11-8 first game. Wow, caught him. I'm starting to wonder now if it's maybe just kind of Schaefer's demeanor, like he sort of like almost drags himself around the court.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
I think
that
it is.
he might be fit as a fiddle, as they say. But I'm joking, no one says that. But it's just his way. It's like, I mean, I know you don't watch a ton of hockey, but Wayne Gretzky used to have that goofy looking face. You have that face, you're like, what is wrong with him? And he was just, that's what he did. Come back and score 3 goals. Folks, you're watching the Canadian Open. If you are upset about hockey analogies, then get out of here. I'll throw you a little Jack Armstrong. Get out of here.
Schaefer picking up some of the feathers. You don't want to hit a feather on the court with on your shoes because you'll go sliding on them. So they're always picking those off. Oh, just
I
missed
think it was
it.
in. I think it was in.
No, linesman's calling it out.
I think it touched the line. Ooh. Huh. I thought it caught the side of the line. Hearing clapping in the background. Yes, people, there are people here. They're just on our side. 3-game battle with the Americans and Canadians. The Americans coming up on top. 10 in the third.
Tough break for Schaefer there. He had the right shot, caught the net, and just bounced it out.
Still think it was in.
Yeah, he thought it was in. Need those glasses.
They're reading glasses, Mike. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
Jeez.
There it is.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. I was going to say, not seeing as much full-on attack from Obayashi this second game. I don't know if he's pacing himself or just trying to be a little more patient, but it seems to be playing into Schaefer's hand unless Obayashi picks up things a bit, which isn't easy. Schaefer's got all the deception, so it's keeping Obayashi guessing, but I think he's got to pull out a little bit more of the attack to catch up here.
That last smash was huge, by the way.
Yeah.
My internal radar tells me 354.
Oh, okay. Kind of same as yours?
So, I mean, it landed at least a foot inside.
Yeah.
Right? With Wise, at least a foot inside, but solid hit. It's a pretty important part of the game here for either switching momentum or Schaefer taking off the match. Wow, nice.
Yeah. And that's the opposite from the cross court that he caught Obayashi on a few times. So again, it keeps Obayashi stuck in the center of the court. He can't really guess which side he's got to lean for right now. So if you're Obayashi, probably part of you is thinking, I'd like to finish this in 2 games.
Oh, for sure. But
So
I mean, Schaefer's too good of a defender to rush the offense. Like that. There's an example on right on par, right on cue, where he hit a decent smash power-wise, but caught a little bit late. It sat up in the air, and Schaefer crossed it for winner. You know, literally by the time he landed from his big jump, the shuttle was almost on the floor already. So you've got to remain patient.
Yeah.
But then obviously your first opportunity, you have to also go for it. So that's a great smash, but in those scenarios where he's loading, you don't see like a reverse slice cross.
No.
Right? And if he did that, because that smash is landing actually quite deep in the court, which means that defensively he's got to really look for that deep spot. If he can throw something cross, even if it's at a 3-to-1 ratio of, you know, ideally more than that, but throw something sharp cross, it's going to make a big, big difference.
Yeah, you're right, because even the smash that Schaefer didn't get, like you said, it landed by the doubles long service line. It was still pretty far back, so Schaefer can reach to those. He needs something that drops in front of him more.
And you know, to mix that with, let's say, like a fast drop or something down the line, just wouldn't work as well because it's a different sort of setup, and the deception probably wouldn't be as believable. But he could swing with a fair amount of racket speed still, and cut the shuttle go cross, so it looked like the smash, which I think would be the best secondary option to open up the court and stretch out his opponent.
Looks like Schaefer's starting to run away with this one.
No, well, it's be done the next couple points, or Obayashi's going to make a run. But ooh, there you go. You can kind of tell the players' confidence levels when they get into a net battle and they start to keep it tight. You're like, hey, I'm feeling good. Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Nice little hold.
He was looking for that.
That's a Brian Yang special, that little cross.
Little hold and cross. Well, we'll see him in a couple hours. At this rate, if all the matches are going
at this
3
rate,
games.
we're probably going to be around 2 a.m., folks. It's a 12-hour stream.
There it is.
Oh, he
Nice.
read that.
Yeah. That's the thing. If Obayashi reads it right, Bird's on the floor pretty fast.
So after he short served, he kept his right foot in front, which lined up his back left hip towards that back corner. So when he saw it coming, like he basically gave up the front net shot. He was just a quick shuffle jump into to cut it off. So he kind of guessed right. He cheated and it worked.
Wow. Oh.
That was. Did you see how fast he got up after that defense? Whoa. He was up and then jumped immediately.
Yeah. And then his shot hits the net
He
and rolls
popped
over.
up and then jumped in for a smash. There was no transition time. I'd still be pulling off my sweaty knees off the floor.
Yeah. I'd be calling the broom
I
guy.
usually have to drop the racket so I can have to use both hands to lift up my leg. The one leg and then the other.
You're jumping up. There's just no racket in your hand.
Yeah, it's somehow the racket's missing and I can't find it. There's a long rally here. If Obayashi's going to make a run, it's got to be here. He can't go 18-14. It's got to be 15-17. It's a big difference. Oh, here it is with the smash.
Whoa.
Good defense.
Yeah.
Oof.
Again, same
Good
spot.
defense. But he's always going line. He's got to mix up the cross. Nice backhand. Oh, it's wide.
Just missed it.
All right. Well, we could have ourselves a game. Just like it was starting to look like it was out of touch.
A lot of straight smashes from Obayashi going to Schaefer's backhand. He just seems to like working that one inside.
Oh, that was well played. Did they hit the net?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but see, that's forced. Like, that's not his
Yeah.
game style.
No, and that's
That's a mistake. He's got to stay patient. That's not his game style. And if he's going to hit that corner for some reason, he's got to take some pace off. But I just don't think that's not how he wants to play.
Well, I think the other ones that he won, he was more in a better position. I think that one he's really reaching, like you said.
For Schaefer, it's a matter of just staying focused. Like, he was in control of this game pretty much all the way throughout. He's had kind of on and off 3-4 point leads. And so now it's either going to get tied up here, which is could be discouraging for him, or he gets that 2-point lead and it's
Body shot.
there we go, 4 in a row, 17-0, just like that.
And out of that corner, Obayashi's been hitting straight mostly all along, and then he goes one to the body and catches Schaefer.
This is, overall, the second game is a bit of a similar pattern to the first. I think a bit more dominant so far in Schaefer kind of all the way through controlling, but a similar pattern of Obayashi when it matters most at the end of the game. Start to see his best. Obayashi's the one who's staying patient.
Yeah.
And Schaefer's the one who's being impatient.
Yeah, now
a
it's switched
complete
over.
switch.
Yeah.
So bizarre.
Yeah.
This is where maybe having a coach would be a nice advantage for Schaefer. I feel bad that sometimes just stating the obvious, knowing what he already knows, but just sort of being reminded that, hey, you know what? You've got this game. Stick to what got you here. Like, how many times have you seen juniors get to a match point or a lead and then they lose the lead because they are afraid to lose, and they stop doing what got them there. And he knows that.
Yeah.
And it's easy to say that, us up here sitting in our comfy chairs. Yeah, just believe in your game style. He's done a lot of good things up to this point. That was good, Nat. There we go. See, nice little patient fast drop. That's his game. There we go. Safe control. That's fine. He took a risk. That was high risk.
That cross.
High percentage, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Good. There you go. Yeah, it's in.
Yeah.
Smart shot.
Little jump kick to that drop shot.
He almost did like a Spice Girl kick in the air. Hey? Remember the Spice Girls?
I don't know if he's going to call it that, but yes, it did have a little bit of a
He doesn't have
spice
to call it
to
anything. I'm the one calling it. It was a Spice Girl kick.
I think when you do it, it's a
It was
Spice Girl
sassy.
kick.
Did he say saucy? Kids, you weren't born.
Good rally. Really good rally. Great finish. Tough shot, though. Schaefer at 18-all to throw that one out.
Did a nice job of even threw in like little shake and bake with the shoulder.
And it's just a shot that we haven't seen yet today. So a good time to throw it in when it wins the rally.
It could also be the Tourette's. Maybe the meds are wearing off. The shoulders just like. Don't be mean, Steph. Just trying to be funny. By the way, those are my voices, in case you're wondering.
Yeah,
Those
that's
are
not,
voices. That's not my.
I've left the room. He's on his own.
Let's go in the washroom. Oh,
yeah, they're both.
come on. That was what, 4 or 5 in a row? Courageous. Nice cross. Oof. That's well hit.
Obayashi just won't cross-court smash. I think he doesn't want to open up that line.
I mean,
Tough
he
error.
does it well,
Yeah.
but it always comes back.
Yeah.
And I just think he could win the rally earlier. There's no chance he doesn't have that shot. It's just
No, and
he's probably done a gazillion drills of just straight smash come in.
or a cross-court slice. He hasn't done any of those.
Exactly. Slice and dice, as I say.
19-all. Big point here, obviously.
Oof. Oh, I like that shot. Fake the push into a flick. Let's cross.
Yeah.
It's almost like a set drill, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he had it.
Yeah.
He had it. It was the right shot. Probably doesn't need to be that perfect.
You can tell the pace of the 19-all rally is a little bit heightened.
A little more tension.
Yeah.
I was feeling the tension. Although I'm
Sweaty. Pretty
kind of
cash.
sitting a little
You're pretty comfortable.
I should probably
straighten
stop the
up.
talk and straighten out.
Match point for Obayashi.
Oh, did he
And
frame
hit
that?
it too.
Is
Yeah.
that off the frame?
Yeah.
Come on. Straight smash. Called it.
That's a body shot. Good smash by Schaefer.
I'll show you body shot.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Little hold, take it high, and then cross.
Well done. We got ourselves a game. 20. Oh, Mike, what happens at 20 all? Do you have to win by 2?
I think you do.
You do. Just because you were a little.
That voice makes me a little nervous.
Well,
But
you were a little bit questionable on your rules earlier on the first stream, so just making sure.
okay,
Know your rules. Nice net shots.
Oh,
that's
hit
gonna hurt.
the
Oh, we got it back. No,
Whoa.
through the legs.
Oh,
Tweener.
yes.
Didn't matter. Sorry, I just sneezed out. Tweener. There's a highlight for you. Will it make it onto the BWF website? Highlights. Will they consider us? Maybe we'll make the highlight reel.
Maybe that'll be it.
Bloopers. All of a sudden,
The
video was like,
blooper
yeah,
reel.
we are gonna create this blooper reel. We got inspired by the Canadian Open.
Flick serve by Obayashi on match point.
I like that he hit the same shot that he missed though. That's courage. Uh-oh. Straight smash. Oof.
Oh,
He's got to lift this one. Yeah. Push. Oof.
there it is.
He stuck to what
Yeah.
works. So he's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's keep hitting the straight smash. Well, wow. Both games very similar outcome.
2 tight games. Takuma Takuma Obayashi over Kai Schaefer, 21-17 and 22-20. And we're going to sign off on this one and head over to their next match, the mixed doubles semifinal.
Canada's playing next. Are you ready?